Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondy Blue, and as you can see, we are in my den today. Okay, we're not in the studio, we're not mic'd perfectly. My husband's in the kitchen cooking. Okay, so yeah, it's a different vibe today. I didn't want to be in the studio. I needed to be free. Okay, so here we are. Family or fiance? Dana and Tobias. Okay, y'all. Can we just say I'm so tired of these mama's boys scenarios. Like, I'm so tired of these women who have children, and then when the boy children become men, you get upset when they do things that grown-ass men do. Like, I'm just so over it. Like, why does it upset you that your son wants to marry someone? Why do you feel entitled to know everything that's happening in a relationship? Like, I just feel like the families that come on Family or Fiance don't care and don't really be interested until they get to the show, and then they want to talk about how much they don't know somebody. And it's like, why do you feel the need to really know them? Like, why? Like, I feel like you can know somebody, but nobody knows everything about anyone. And I don't know how much of this person you're expecting to know, but I just kind of feel like it's annoying to me, because in real life, people be in relationships all the time and their family members don't be all in their business like that. Like, it happens every day, B. But they just be on Family or Fiance acting like, oh, something is amiss. if the family don't know nothing about you. You know, this relationship is worse than a lot of the other ones, because they brought their families there to tell them that they're engaged. They didn't know that they were engaged. So yeah. So they only got engaged 4 months after they got together. 4 months before they got together, Tobias got another girl from a one-night stand pregnant. Okay, so now he has a daughter with a girl he doesn't even really know. Okay, now mind you, him and Dana have been together all of these months. I don't even know how many months they have been together, but they've been together long enough for the girl to have had that baby. Okay, since they was together 4 months. Okay, so she was 4 months pregnant by the time they got together. Okay, then they got engaged 4 months after that, so the girl was probably just having a baby when they got engaged. I don't know how long they've been engaged, but either way, Dana has not met this baby, and he has not fostered relationships with her and the other people that matter in his life, which is kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? Why is it that you know Dana's 2 children, even though he doesn't play a step-parent part in their lives yet, because it's so early on? But it's like, why do y'all feel like it's too early for y'all to meet each other's families, but it's not too early to get engaged? Like that, I don't understand that mind frame. And I guess that's why their families were really like blindsided and annoyed by the fact that this was happening, specifically Tobias' mom, who is super cute. Okay, all right, just super pretty, super cute, had really good wig application, you know what I'm saying? Just a lot of good things close up going on with Tobias's mom as far as the physical. Now, I feel like this is probably a, you know, a nice sweet lady most of the time, but her hurt behind not knowing ahead of time that her son wanted to get engaged to Dana, like, that really bothered me. I know it may not sound right to be bothered by somebody being hurt, but it bothers me that you felt the need to be hurt by that. Like, he's telling you now. Like, I don't understand. We're not married and I'm telling you we're married. I'm telling you right now that I proposed to this girl. We're engaged. I want to marry her. But I get it. A lot of people expect to be included in that. Like, you ask for people's, you know, hand in marriage. Like, Lyric definitely, my mom and Lyric knew that I was getting engaged before I knew I was getting engaged. Okay? That's the way these things go. You know what I'm saying? Normally. But I still felt like the mom's pain was coming from a place of losing her son more so than him getting engaged to somebody that she doesn't know, or too soon for that matter, because everybody feels like they've gotten engaged way too soon, which is true. Now, when the families come to the house, can we talk about Dana's 2 brothers? Dana got 2 brothers that look like they from Opalaka. Okay, like, I don't okay, some Opalaka thugs out this bitch. We couldn't figure out what southern state they was from, but it's definitely a Mississippi, Georgia, Florida type of vibe we getting. I don't think it's Louisiana or Texas in there. I mean, the goals, like, you know, the whole thing, I was like, yeah, this is a vibe right here. I can't place it, but we up in that area somewhere. I'm not sure, but we do know they from the South at the end of the day. But those two brothers made us feel like it was best for them not to really know a lot about Tobias, because if they had been around, I don't know how those fights would have went. You know what I'm saying? It seems as if her two brothers weren't really around as much as his best friend and his brother. They seem to have seen the fights and things take place that are negative between Dana and Tobias more than her brothers. Because to me, her brothers look like it's best for them to stay calm. Like it's best for nobody to get upset, you know, as far as the brothers is concerned. Because the brothers look like the type that if something go too left, you might come up missing, okay? I appreciate that, okay? So please don't take that as a negative. You know, we all want brothers that we feel like would be protective of us. Also, Dana is super cute, okay? Like every time I got a close-up of her and she didn't have any makeup on, I was like, wow, what a really pretty, interesting face. Like, I just mean, like, her nose and her bone structure, just, I kept wanting to look at her. Very, very beautiful girl. And even though we get the country hood vibe, okay, from both sides of the family, something that I recognize is that they both seem like the less hood children of their families. Me and Lyric are the two less hood of, you know, of our families, and in one way or another. Like, maybe not on my dad's side, but my mom's side, I think I'm way less hood than my sister was, and Lyric is way less hood than his people. So I think we identify with them on that standpoint. She really didn't go off the way I thought she would, because the way they were talking about her, about how she goes off on him, they brought up this instance where he wasn't answering the phone because his phone died, and she's like threatening to kick him out the house because he wasn't answering the phone, you know, just kind of going from 0 to 100. And we were just not seeing that. We were not seeing that at all. Now with Tobias, I definitely saw his defensiveness. I saw him trying to keep his composure, but being annoyed when he was asked questions about their situation, because you know everybody has to go into their little separate situations eventually. He plays basketball with all the men, which include her brothers, his brother and his best friend, and then she sits down with his mom and her mom and answers 21 questions or whatever. But before all that, they sit everybody down so that everybody could, you know, tell them how they feel about the relationship. But first they pass out champagne to everybody to let them know that they're engaged, because y'all know beforehand the families didn't know. His mom gets upset. Their families feel like they don't know each other. They're worried about the children that are involved in this relationship. His mom is just really disappointed that, you know, he was even thinking about marriage and it wasn't brought to her attention, especially since she and his father have been married for 33 years, and she just doesn't think they understand the severity of the situation, how hard marriage can be. Because if y'all relationship is already hard or already difficult at the beginning, it's like, how are you supposed to sustain when the really hard shit starts to happen? You know what I mean? And it's not all new and exciting. You know what I'm saying? When you put that fresh smell on that shit, it changes, okay? But as soon as that fresh smell get off shit, then that's when stuff really gets real and you decide if you really in it with somebody. So when Tobias played ball with the men, they asked how will he introduce Dana to his daughter and his baby mother. And he says, you know, he hasn't done it yet, but when he does, he'll handle it like a man. They was like, okay, like, I guess that works. You know, you a man and everything. Like, that's not answering the question, okay? Dana's mom feels like there's a vibe from Tobias's mom, okay? Especially when Tobias's mom, Sherry, said that, you know, he's her baby. And she was like, oh, okay. Like, I think her name was Carol. Miss Carol, which is Dana's mom. She was like, oh, okay. And then Miss Sherry looked at Miss Carol and then kind of cut her eyes at her. And I was like, oh, don't get mad. Don't get mad. This is what you're doing right now. You are being the mama's boy mama that is so upset that her baby is doing what he's supposed to be doing, which is moving on and creating a family of his own. Like, girl, if you don't get away from us with this. So when they were sitting down talking, one of the things that we find out is that Dana's 2 kids have 2 different dads. One was from her marriage and one was from another relationship that she had that was a, you know, a serious relationship. The marriage gave her 9-year-old daughter, and the relationship gave her 4-year-old, I think she said. So, you know, at the end of the day, that don't mean this lady was out there loose like that. It just mean that in 2 serious relationships that she was in, she got pregnant. Okay, like Jesus Christ. But the way Sherry responded, it was just like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, she definitely is giving off this vibe of feeling like she's better than Sherry, or, you know, Sherry isn't good enough for her son. And it's like, but your son got a bitch pregnant that he had sex with the same night he met her. Like, you can't possibly think that your son is that much better than Dana. You just can't feel like that. I know you his mom, but based off of life decisions, stop it. After Tobias and Dana talk, and she tells him that she feels like she's not good enough. Like, his mom is just really giving off this vibe that she's just not good enough for him, and she doesn't like that feeling. At dinner they talk, and Tobias' brother Devontae, okay, he feels like they're not being honest with their issues. Meaning, we're in this house and y'all are not fighting nearly as much as y'all do when we see y'all outside of this house. So if you want to work on these issues, y'all gotta be real. They start to talk about how nasty the fights get, how possessive Dana can be. The mama had no idea that they were fighting like this. I think all in all, mama, you can just rest assured that you haven't been informed about anything good or bad, okay? He has not been sharing this with you. And I know for the mom, this is so out of the box for her and her son's relationship, but apparently not. And I don't understand why, instead of blaming your son, you blame the girl in one way or another. Like, it's her fault that he hasn't told you anything. Like, Tobias and Dana informed their family that they've already set a date for the wedding. They are very serious about the situation. Tobias' mom says it's too soon, and with the children being involved, they just need to take more time to get to know one another. And when she turns to Tobias and says, you need to be sure that this is the person you want to spend the rest of your life with, I kind of got upset because I felt like the wording suggests that you feel like Dana isn't good enough. Like, the wording really suggested that that's how she felt about the girl. Because it should have been, y'all need to decide whether y'all want to be with each other for the rest of y'all lives. Okay, it should have been that. It shouldn't just be, oh son, now you need to make sure you won't be with this hot ass mess over here before you go ahead and marry her. Like, that's the tone that Sherry had when she said that. And you can see Dana obviously being upset, but she didn't go off. She didn't scream and holler. She never disrespected the lady. Like, she really just kind of internalized how she felt and expressed it to him. And he should have had her back, or defended her, or expressed her emotions to his mom better, and he didn't. And you can just tell that that's the main issue. Him not facilitating and being a go-between. Like, you have to be the go-between because you are in between the two of these women. The only reason that they have any dealings with one another is because of you. So you have to be the go-between. I don't know where they get this from, where it's like, oh, the girlfriend and the mama are supposed to create a relationship all on their own without any help from the man. That doesn't make any sense to me. Dana and Tobias talked to Tracy about him not telling his mom anything about the relationship. She feels like he's ashamed of her. He says that she does not need to worry about that. He was actually worried about telling his mom about Dana before he was sure if Dana was really serious about their relationship, because when they fight, she will often scream out that they can break up. Like, the relationship being off the table is brought up a lot. So he feels insecure and doesn't want to bring it to his mom if they're gonna break up. And I'm like, you can bring it to your mom. Y'all can be together for 3, 4, 5 years and then still break up. So stop being stupid, okay? You didn't want to say anything because I feel like you think you cheating. It feels like you're cheating on your mom by telling her how serious you are in this relationship. Be honest, okay? Y'all's relationship makes you feel like you can't really share you know, how you feel about this woman with your mom, because your mom is gonna feel some type of way. I think that's why he really didn't say anything, okay? But we gonna act like it's because you think that you and this girl not gonna be together, even though you proposed to her and she said yeah. Okay, all right, sir. But Tracy points out that they both don't give each other security and that they blindsided their family, so they both need to sit down with their moms to apologize for that. And they do. They apologize. But Tobias's mom, Sherry, still feels like she doesn't see the happiness in their relationship. She doesn't see why they want to be together. And I just kind of feel like, well, ma'am, you haven't been shown anything. Like, you haven't been shown anything. And the whole time you've been here, you've been focusing on how upset you are that you weren't included on his decision. Like, he's an adult. You don't have to be included on his decision. So the family separate. Dana's talking to her people. Tobias is talking to his. And the mom says she feels like Dana has been holding back. And I feel like you're the one that's been holding back, because Dana says she thought they got along. When they get in the house, she realized that they don't get along. And the mama feel like she don't really know her. Well, you didn't express that any of the times I've been around you before we came into the house. Tobias's best friend suggests a girl's trip for Dana and Sherry. And Sherry says, oh, that wouldn't be a good idea right now. And I was like, so what is the problem? Like, make me understand. Because you saying you can't be around a girl without it being a problem says that you have a problem with her. And we haven't seen anything happen for you to have a problem with her. Dana is talking to her family about Tobias' mom acting like she doesn't have a problem when obviously she has a problem. Like, bruh, like, I don't know what's going on. I think this lady is trying so hard to, you know, be reserved and respectful. But at the same time, she has an issue, she has a problem, and she can't hide it. Dana and Sherry talk, and Dana, you know, expresses how she feels like the mom took this whole 180 on her. And the mom says that, look, y'all just sprung this on me. Y'all haven't been together that long. Y'all want everything to be instant. Y'all want the relationship to be instant. You want my affection for you to be instant, and it just doesn't work like that. And Dana is like, okay, I understand. We're moving fast for y'all. We get that. But at this point, where are we going from here? Can we move forward? Can we get the ball rolling? Like, I just can't sit here and listen to you say that I don't know him. I know him. You just don't know that I know him. Okay, that's how Dana feels. But because she isn't really getting through to Sherry, Sherry just still feels like they're rushing everything and that's all she can really say. Dana just gets upset and walks away. She's crying, she's upset, and she just doesn't want to deal with it anymore. Tracy says she realizes now that Sherry's relationship with Tobias is really taking a huge portion of the relationship between Tobias and Dana. So they bring her in so that they can talk, you know, together, everybody, all thrice of them over there on the sofa. And the first thing that comes out of Sherry's mouth is, oh, I don't like that y'all have put my son in the middle. I said, ma'am, he's already in the middle. But Tracy lets her know that he wanted to be here because one of the things that they recognized during therapy is that he knows how to express how his mom feels to Dana, but he doesn't know how to express how Dana feels to his mom, making Dana feel like her voice is not being heard and he is not having her back in the situation. He takes his opportunity to express to his mom that Dana feels like she is trying to meet her halfway and Sherry is just not helping. She's just not in any way trying to move their relationship further into a positive place. It's just all about this is too fast. Okay, well, we're here now. So let's work from where we are instead of talking about how we've moved too fast. I did appreciate him apologizing to Dana for not creating that bridge between she and his mom because it is his responsibility. He is in the middle, okay? And the mom's problem really should be with him because he's the one that didn't communicate to her what was going on in his life. It is not Dana's place, nor is it her responsibility to inform his mother on his relationship with her. It's just not. And it caused more issues than it had to. So they go and do the blessing. Dana only has one of her brothers that gives the blessing, and Tobias' family doesn't give the blessing at all. Everybody feels like they're a good couple, but they need to be together more time. And Tobias' mom also apologizes for the way she came across. She says that she was just shocked about everything, but she didn't mean to make her feel less than. She didn't ever really say that, but she was just saying she was sorry for the way she acted. to me, you at some point needed to validate that that girl wasn't scum on the bottom of you and your son's shoe. Like, you kept ignoring the fact that she kept saying that she felt you were saying she was inferior. She never once said you're not inferior, it's just that. Like, she never said that. She just kept saying y'all moving too fast. It was almost like in her mind she was saying, well, bitch, you know, you're really not good enough for my son, but I ain't gonna say that to you. Like that, to me, that's what it felt like. But either way, you know, after the blessing, everybody hugs it out, and they say at the end of the episode that their relationship is still strained. And I said it is because that mama has a hard time letting go of this little baby son that she got, and he's not a baby anymore. And I'm getting so tired of women with that. Like, please stop doing this to your sons. It is okay. Like, why can't you treat your sons the way you treat your daughters? Like, I don't understand why this affection so strong for your son that when he moves on and finds a woman or somebody to be with, you feel slighted. That's not healthy. Not any of it is supposed to go. Child, anyway, they are still engaged, even though they are putting the brakes on marriage. I guess they're gonna push the date back because they're still engaged, but they say they still madly in love. They together, and Dana finally met his daughter, so they're moving in the right direction. They're in counseling, which is also very mature of them. I think that, you know, they weren't given enough credit when you really look back on it, because they both could have handled the situation way worse, and they took responsibility ultimately. And I think they turned out to be the bigger people in the situation. Like, it was just funny how that turned around. But yeah, y'all, that was Family of Fiance. I enjoyed the episode. I thought it was really good. I hope y'all enjoyed the review. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see y'all in the next one.